Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. It's La Liga week 16. I hope you've all had a great Christmas. La Liga has been one of them where we can find plenty value. Atletico going good, Real Madrid going well, and we've got some teams that are just not firing, but they're getting goals, so both teams to score could be your way to go. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means we can notify you, and you will need notifying over this busy festive period because we change. And tomorrow we've got Bundesliga and Serie A. And then on Wednesday, we've got Premier League and La Liga again. If you like, press the link in the description. That'll take you over to the articles by Martin or Tan or Alex. And they've got parlays over there and a little bit more meat on the bone for any individuals. I've got Ewan from La Liga Lowdown. Ewan, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a good one. There's some good games coming up this week.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. And yeah, here we go. La Liga, festive fixture list for La Liga. It doesn't always happen. La Liga usually stops this time of year, but we're carrying on. And like you say, some interesting fixtures there. I was having a look before I came on at some of the injuries that we've got around La Liga. Quite a few players in La Liga this week have a sickness bug. So I think that tells you a lot of players enjoyed themselves over Christmas, maybe a bit too much. So maybe a bit of a Christmas hangover, but all that means is there's probably some value there to find.
Yeah, and the first game's been postponed in the Premier League due to coronavirus. Everton and Man City being called off. Do we expect anything like that in La Liga, Martin?
Not that I've heard of. Ewan's got an ear to the ground. What have you heard, Ewan? Is there any danger of any games being called off due to COVID?
No, not at the moment. Still very, very strict protocols in La Liga in every sense, in training, on match days. So been one or two cases every now and then, but no, La Liga looks like it'll be carrying on. I haven't had too many cases, fortunately. So plenty of football to come up in Spain then over the next few weeks.
And it looks like there's low-hanging fruit with Atletico, Real Madrid, and normally you'd say Barcelona as a free team parlay. Big game to kick us off, though, Martin. I'll come to you first. Sevilla at plus 115, draw plus 240, Villareal at plus 290. I can't split these, even though I'm a big fan of Sevilla.
No, I can't split them either, Flash. I also like the way that Sevilla play. They've been dominant in midfield in so many games so far this season. Lots of technically good players, but lack that sort of killer instinct in front of goal, and that often causes them to draw. Villareal aren't quite as solid at the back as Sevilla, but they're very dangerous going forward. Even with Alcácer missing, they had Gerard Moreno banging in the goals, so they've been on a good run of form. I do think they're two pretty evenly matched teams. Sevilla are the better team, but they don't win enough games that they should win. So I'd be a bit concerned about the draw here. So yeah, I'm going to leave this one.
Okay. Well, Ewan, we spoke about Diego Costa once away from Atletico, and first thing that came up was he must go to Sevilla. They are crying out for this type of player.
Yeah, that's what you said to me. You think he'd be a great fit at Sevilla, and I completely agree. Maybe that centre-forward position is the only position they're missing, but Costa might be leaving Atletico. He's asking for his contract to be ended early because of personal reasons, family reasons. It looks like Atletico might let him walk away, but they will put a few clauses in there so that he doesn't join a rival, whether that's in La Liga or another team that's still in the Champions League. So we'll see where Costa does end up, if he goes to another club or if he takes a sabbatical. A shame for Sevilla because they'd love someone like him. I still quite like Sevilla, though, in this game against Villareal. This is two teams, similar kind of style. They like to keep the ball. They like to pass it around and try to pass teams to death. When they win these teams, they don't win by much. Looking at Sevilla, they've only scored a third of their goals in the first halves of games this season. 67% of their goals are coming after the break when they eventually break teams down. And I think they might try and do that against Villareal. This is a Villareal team that's got a lot of injuries right now. They lost Vicente Iborra to a season-ending injury. A real shame for him. And to replace him, they brought in Juan Foyth. You might remember the Tottenham centre-back. They're using him as a defensive holding midfielder at the moment. It's working okay, but let's see how that goes against a Sevilla side that knows how to keep the ball. I think Sevilla keep the possession in this one, pass it around, maybe nick a goal. And yeah, not too much value there, but if you look at maybe draw at half-time, Sevilla at full-time, if they get another one of those second-half goals, that could be a good one.
Yeah, listen, I mean, draw half-time does look on the cards. Just looks like a game that could end in a draw, and afterwards, if you haven't gone for the draw, you're like, oh, it was so obvious. Okay, I went with Martin first because I knew that I had to go to you first for this next game. It's Barcelona at -285, draw +500, and Eibar at +725. They're your team, Ewan. They've won at big prices. No one fancies them. They go and deliver. Can they go and deliver against a Barcelona side that continue to splutter?
Nah, I don't think they can. I really don't think they can. They've had some impressive results so far this season, over the last few years, of course. But what Eibar coach Mendilibar tends to do when they're facing one of the big teams in La Liga is he rotates his team. He prefers to lose that battle in order to win a war. We saw it a couple of weeks ago against Real Madrid. Lots of rotations there. We've seen it before when they've gone away to the Camp Nou, gone to the Bernabeu. He rotates his team because he knows he has bigger matches on the fixtures. And the fact there's a weekend round of action coming up just after this midweek round, I think that's exactly what he's going to do. I think he's going to make a few rotations. Eibar missing a few players as well. Brian Heel, the young winger who's been impressing so much, looks like one of the Beatles, but he's been doing so well in the past few weeks. He's out of this one. That's a big blow. So I think Eibar will play a slightly weakened team for this one, sacrifice this game, because at the end of the season, it doesn't matter. There's no goal difference to decide things in La Liga. If you're level on points with someone, it's your head-to-head matchups that decide it. And as bad as Barcelona have been, I don't think they're going to finish level on points with Eibar when all's said and done. So I think Eibar throw this one away. Barcelona, of course, the big headline news is they won't have Messi. He's still in Argentina. He's been given a few days more rest. Barcelona are saying he has an ankle injury. I don't really believe that. I think they're just giving him rest, letting him enjoy his Christmas. To me, that's fair enough. This is a perfect time to give him rest so he's ready for the second half of the season. But even without Messi, I think Barcelona are too strong. Eibar coach Mendilibar said they might even play as more of a team without Messi, which was maybe a bit of a dig there. So I'm really thinking Barcelona win this one by a lot of goals, as they tend to do against Eibar. So I think go for a handicap even in this one, because Barcelona, even without Messi, I think will sweep aside this weakened Eibar team.
Wow, so Barcelona with Asian handicap. Martin, are we looking at half-time, full-time, or maybe even Barcelona to win both halves?
Yeah, I'm looking at half-time, full-time. I actually do think Barcelona could be better without Messi. I've seen him a few times without Messi this season, and Griezmann really seems to thrive in that system without him. Strange to see Martin Braithwaite, or Brathwaite as they call him over there, playing. So even playing for Barcelona, but banging in goals after, not really lighting up English football. But yeah, I just think they should be too strong in midfield for Eibar in this game, with Pedri, with De Jong. Like Ewan says, if they're going to rotate players, Eibar, then it's even more likely that Barcelona are going to win this one. They played three at the back last time, didn't they? And that they looked a bit more solid, with Alba, with Lenglet behind him. That kind of, negated some of the issues he's been having, and Serginho Dest was getting up the wing as well. So if he persists with that system and gives Griezmann free rein to do his thing, I think they'll win this one comfortably. And half-time, full-time does look like a pretty good option to me. I think they've only lost 7 games so far at half-time this season, Eibar, but I think Barcelona want to come flying out of the blocks here, make a strong start, and I think they can do so. So yeah, there's very good odds on half-time, full-time. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, well, the next game looks like a scrappy affair. Do you trust a team that doesn't score many goals, or do you also trust that team that doesn't let in many goals? It's Cadiz at +190, Martin, draw +200, and Valladolid at +190. Valladolid, they overcommit, so will they leave the back door open? Do both teams score is probably the biggest and best way to go here.
Could be, yeah. I just think if you look at Cadiz's last 4 results, both teams didn't score in them. So that suggests that it's not really going to pay off in this one. I'm including the friendly in that, of course. But yeah, they've lost to 0 in their last 3 games. They've offered very little attacking threat going forwards. Valladolid have actually looked a lot better in attack this season with their main centre-back out. I guess they've been forced to play a bit more of an ambitious brand of football. But it seems to have worked out pretty well for them. They were outmatched against Barcelona last time out, but you'd expect them to do better against Cadiz. I can see why people would be going for Valladolid in this game. Certainly wouldn't put anyone off. Draw no bet for them. I think they can go there and get a result.
It's going to be another one that could be very tight, Ewan. Draw half time. Both teams to score no, and definitely an under 2.5.
Yeah, Martin's absolutely right about Real Valladolid being a bit more ambitious this year, and they have looked good in attack at some points. That's mostly been because of Marcos Andre, one of the new strikers. I really like him, but he's injured for this game, so that's why I really am going for a no for both teams to score. If you look at this season, Cadiz so far have failed to score in 7 of their matches so far. Real Valladolid have failed to score in 6 of their matches so far. No other team in all of La Liga has done that more times. So I think this is going to be a really tight one. Maybe someone wins it 1-0 or something like that, but I just don't see both teams scoring. Two teams that, kind of very negative styles. I'm not even sure I'm going to watch this one, to be honest, because it's not the most thrilling looking game on the fixture list, because we've got some good ones. I think both teams to score. I'm going no.
Yeah, you and the big one for me, Levante plus 145. Draw plus 245 and Betis at plus 210. I love to fade Betis, but I also know Levante couldn't defend. They couldn't pick me up. I'd have too much movement for them. So I'm liking both teams to score and over, but I was so close to going Levante to win and both teams to score.
Yeah, the both teams to score is really interesting here, because when you look at the players that are out of this one, Levante are missing 3 of their starting midfielders. They like to play that 4-4-2, the midfield for all classic central midfielders. 3 of them are out injured for this one. And Betis is a kind of team that absolutely loves to pack the midfield, pass the ball around. So you can see this being one of those games where Betis has 80% possession or something crazy like that. But Levante is one of the best counter-attacking teams around in La Liga. I think Betis control the ball, maybe work in a goal or 2, but Levante can hit them on the break. They're so good at that. So I think this is a game Betis dominate position. Who knows who wins it in the end, but I do like both teams to score.
Yeah, well, I've gone with both teams to score. And over, Martin, and I'm hoping it's Levante.
Yeah, a lot of money been going on Levante this week. I was watching the odds decreasing on them as the week progressed. Just today, it seems like a few more people are backing Betis at the higher odds, and you can get a better price now on Levante. You can get, about plus 148 if you shop around, which does look like an attractive price on a very good counter-attacking team that, are good going forwards and solid at the back. But, the injury problems that they have, the unpredictable nature of Betis, one day they can turn up and look really good, play the opposition off the park. One day they just aren't at the races. So I think it might be best to avoid this one on the outrights. Yeah, both teams to score does look like a pretty interesting one.
Both teams to score, and listen, they won't be sitting back because neither of these sides can defend. It'll be end to end. I'm going to love watching this game. I fancy a 1-1 at half time. I fancy maybe my Alex Classic. Both teams scoring over will be done by half-time. I'm not expecting no 0-0, that is for sure. Now, Granada, screen shoots that our Granada are on their way back, Martin, plus 135. Draw, plus 245. But Valencia at plus 255. I don't need to remind you, it's Valencia. You're not getting involved.
Well, do you know what? I did make that... But I'm never betting on Valencia again for the rest of the season, and it's served me well because every time I've passed on it, they've had a weird result. They've won when they weren't supposed to, and they've lost when you thought they might. But I'm breaking my rule for this week only because I've got to go for both teams to score in this one. They have just been shambolic at the back, as you would expect, Valencia, but they have been looking pretty sharp going forwards. Granada have only failed to score in 2 matches so far this season. Valencia have scored in 11 out of 15, and they do still look pretty good. Neither of these teams keeps many clean sheets. Just trying to find the stats. 10 out of 15 Valencia games have seen both teams to score. Hasn't been quite that many for Granada because they have been winning to 0 more. But I fancy Valencia to get on the score sheet in this one. Not sure how the outrights are going to pan out, but I do like both teams to score in this. And the odds are pretty attractive. So that's what I'll go for.
Ewan, do we trust Granada to be back to the Granada that we love to bet when they're at home?
Yeah, I think we can. I think when they had that mini slump, they just needed a rest, didn't they? Because remember, they started the season before anyone else. They had to go through Europa League qualifiers, travelling all over the place. I think they just needed a bit of a break. Now they've had it over the past couple of weeks, so I think we can see Granada coming back. But yeah, completely agree with Martin there. I was looking again also at that both teams to score stat, 10 out of 15 games that's happened with Valencia. Like you were saying, no other team in La Liga has had both teams scoring in their games as much as Valencia. They're unpredictable in terms of who wins them, but you can bet that both teams will score. So I'm going to go with Martin. I don't know if this is a New Year's resolution to bet on Valencia again or end of year's resolution. I don't know, but I like that you're coming out to back Valencia again for both teams to score, because it tends to happen when Valencia play.
Yeah, and listen, I think it's more that we like Granada and we know that they can't keep clean sheets. But there again, listen, I'm going to probably have a little look. I'm going to have this game on, because if Granada are strong, then they win, and the plus 135 is not something that we normally get when they're at home and they're on form. Next game, never any value. You go with the unders, they'll put in 3. You go with the overs, and they'll just score the 1. Atletico minus 200, draw plus 330, and Getafe at plus 800. We beat up on Getafe like we do Real Betis. Atletico, how do we get the value, Ewan?
I think, and it's still not fantastic value, but I think you go for Atletico to win to 0. That's plus 100 for this game. And the reason why is because that's what always happens. Since Simeone took over 9 years ago this week, actually, Atletico in 2011, in those 9 years, he's played Getafe 17 times with Atletico Madrid, won 15, drawn 2, scored 33 goals, and conceded not a single goal across those 17 games. And when you're looking back at past forms, past head-to-heads, you don't really want to be looking back at games from 2011, 2012. Who cares what happened then? But this one stands out to me just so much. 17 matches against Getafe and Simeone's Atletico have never conceded a goal. And I think there's a reason for it. It's because Getafe are sort of like mini Atletico in the way they go about their business, the way they try to play, the way they defend first, intensity, physical, lots of fouls. So I think when you have these two styles that are so similar, the quality is what shines through. So Atletico Madrid know exactly how to play Getafe because their players go up against it every day in training. It's a slightly different style, of course, this Atletico this year, but I'm going to go for this run to continue because last 17 times Atletico haven't conceded. They've won to 0 in 15 of them. I'm going for that again.
Okay, win to 0. That's something that you like that with Real Madrid back in the last year, Martin. Are you going to have a bit of that with Atletico as well? What price was it, Ewan?
Plus 100.
That's 100.
Wow, even money to not concede a goal and get a winner.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, there was one season when I bet on Atletico win to 0 pretty much week in, week out and made a load of money. And the same with Juventus in Serie A, win to 0 back in the Chiellini and Bonucci days when they were in their prime. I haven't been betting on them so much this season, win to 0. I've been looking more Atletico and unders. I'm going Atletico to win and under 3.5 goals in this one. Totally agree with you and about a mini Atletico. They're not a particularly ambitious side in terms of their attacking play. We've gone from Granada and Valencia, who are two free-flowing kamikaze-style sides, to Atletico and Getafe, who play very conservative football. So I don't think this is going to be a particularly entertaining game at all. But like Ewan said, Atletico have a habit of grinding out victories against Getafe and against teams of a similar sort of nature. So I'm expecting a low-scoring win for Atletico. What odds have I got? Come back to me. I think it was...
I will do, yeah, because I don't want to lead this game because obviously we haven't spoken about Kieran Trippier. 10-week ban. He's integral. I know it's mad to say that a right back is integral, but he is integral to the way that they go forward. Fullbacks pushed right on. Most of the delivery comes from fullbacks, not your wingers. Your wingers are tucked in. Who will take over, Ewan?
Yeah, it's a massive loss, like you say, because it's a position where they don't really have a backup until this ban. It was Trippier and Oblak, obviously, the only players who'd played every minute. The option to come in is Simi Versalco, who I do like. I think he is a good player, but he's had so many injuries over these past couple of years. Fortunately for Atletico, he's just back from an injury. He played in the Cup for them a couple of weeks ago. So he'll probably come in for this one. We'll see how he does. We'll see if he can hold up for a full 10 weeks. It's a massive, massive loss. I mean, they've got other options too. Simeone's already used Marcos Llorente in just about every position. Maybe he has a few weeks there at right back. But yeah, massive loss, like you say. But Atletico, I think, just overall, they're just on a good run right now. They have momentum, and I don't think this one will stop them, at least for the next couple of weeks. Maybe once the fixture list tightens up again in February, they'll really miss that. They're a star right back.
Okay, well, obviously I can't go near Atletico because I'm cheering on them to drop points as Real Madrid close in on another title. Love this team. I'm going to ride them all the way, Ewan. Celta, -130. Draw, +270. Huesca, +400. Huesca being found out.
Yeah, I mean, this Huesca team is just... They're not as bad as they seem. They draw too many games. They just can't get over the line in so many games. 9 draws already this season. That's the most in the league. And I think over the last few weeks, betting against Huesca with draw no bet has been a good way to go because they very, very rarely win. And if they draw, then no worries, you get your money back. But with this one, I'm going outright Celta Vigo to win. Since that new coach, Eduardo Coudet, has come in, they've just been absolutely firing. He's getting the best out of Iago Aspas. He's got a system built around Aspas in attack. They've been really good. They've won 5 out of 7 games. One of the ones they didn't win was away at Sevilla. They lost 4-2, played well. And the other one was last time out, away at Getafe, drew 1-1, with Getafe scoring a wonder goal you don't often see. So, yeah, I think Celta Vigo are flying right now. Another week in the training pitches under the new coach with no game since 7 days ago. Will have given them a bit more time to work things out. I like what they're doing there. I think you don't complicate it. Huesca, they do draw a lot of games. I don't even think they get the draw in this one. Okay.
What about both teams to score? No, Ewan.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's Huesca's problem is they haven't been able to get the goals. They overall play quite well. The defence, I feel sorry for some of those defenders. They're doing a good job. Midfield, they have some nice players there. On the wings as well, but they just don't really have a striker for this level, I don't think. They've got Okazaki, who I think his best years were a long time ago. They've got Rafa Mir, who's had a few bright spots, but they just don't have the players in attack to turn what are sometimes decent performances into goals. So against Celta Vigo, who have been a lot better in defence under Coudet, yeah, I think for Celta Vigo to score, we can expect that. For Huesca to score, not so much.
I know a little bit contradictory of what I've just said, but I see a little, maybe a very good valued parlay. Atletico win to nil at +100 and Celta to win and under 4.5 goals, Martin, at +100. That's +300, the parlay.
Yeah, I like that. I also like the way Celta have been playing recently. Iago Aspas has been unleashed, and I've always thought that he's not living up to his potential there, perhaps because of the system that he was constrained in. But yeah, he looked fantastic in that 2-0 win the other week against Alavés. I didn't bet on them against Getafe because I just thought Getafe are that sort of team that can really dig their heels in and grind out results, and Celta are away. But yeah, in this one, I do like them to win, and throwing in the under 4.5 goals does give you that extra value. I'm not really keen on odds of -130 on them when Huesca draw so many games. But yeah, throwing in the under 4.5 goals as well. Don't see this being a particularly high-scoring game. Still a little bit worried about it finishing in a draw, but yeah, I do like that.
Yeah, I mean, the bet anyway, last time away at Getafe was both teams to score, and we were sorted, I think, by half-time. Okay, Michael says he would like some advice from you boys. He would like to bet Atletico to win the league. My personal opinion is I think the value's gone. And secondly, I can't be cheering him on because I'm on Real Madrid. Ewan, just a quick yes or no. Would you bet Atletico to win the league now?
No, I wouldn't. Like you say, the value's not there, and everyone keeps underestimating Real Madrid. I don't know why. We were seeing it right now. When Real Madrid just hit the ground, get things together, knuckle down, they can put on a run of 10 wins in a row. We saw it towards the end of last year. They've currently won 6 in a row. I think a lot of people ruled Real Madrid out because they had a couple of early bad results, but this is Real Madrid. They can absolutely go on and win it. Atletico maybe still do go on and win it, but yeah, like you say, the value's gone, and yeah, let's stop underestimating Real Madrid. They are the defending champions after all.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting more and more minutes into their added players, Martin. So for me, I can't see Atletico winning, but I'm talking from my heart as well as my pocket, as well as my head. What about yourself? Would you bet them now?
No, I also think the whole horse has bolted on that one. They were about 4-1 at the start of the season, which, did look like a decent set of odds. And if you'd gone each way then, and they finished second, then you would have still either made your money back or got your money back or made a small profit. Now, at those odds, I don't really like it. I think I'd rather bet on Real Madrid, to be honest, at plus 125 at 5-4. I wrote an article about it for our sister site, Bookmakers Review, just saying that I think that's a great set of odds. 5-4 on Real Madrid. They're level on points now. Atletico do have 2 games in hand, but I think the suspension for Kieran Trippier is a big issue for them. And I just think Real Madrid will be too strong in the second half of the season. They've got the right balance in their squad. Like Ewan said, they can go on a great run of form like they showed towards the end of last season. And I think they can concentrate on the league for a couple of months now. And I think they'll eat into any lead that Atletico build up with those games in hand. And I fancy them to go on and win the title. So for me, I'd rather be betting on Real Madrid.
Okay, the brothers Grimm in the chat, Rude Boy and Rampage, are both giving it massive that I hate everyone. No, I don't hate everyone, just a couple of people. You can work out yourselves who that is. Elche plus 1,000, Martin. Draw plus 585. And Madrid minus 315. And by the way, I don't hate anyone.
No, Flash is a cuddly, soft. He's a teddy bear.
Friendly person, exactly.
I had Elche Osasuna, both teams to score last time out, and they drew 2-2. I think I got plus 114 on that. So I'm liking Elche at the moment. Don't think they'll do very well against Real Madrid, though, unfortunately. Like everything I just said about Real Madrid, they're in great form now. The results they've had recently, the teams they've beaten, they absolutely blew Mönchengladbach away in the Champions League. They're beating Sevilla. They beat Atletico convincingly in that game, beat a strong Granada team last time out. I think they'll go and do a number on Elche. Normally, I would go for Real Madrid and unders. It's my favourite bet. But I have to go for Real Madrid and over 2.5 goals in this one. I think they'll put a few past Elche. I've been seeing signs in recent weeks that they're really starting to tick in attack. And I think they've been missing a few chances recently. But if they get the bit between their teeth in this one, I think they can go and win 3-0, 3-1, something like that. So Real Madrid to win, over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, that was the bit. I was happy with the 3-0 bit, but then 3-1, that threw me into a bit of a quandary, really, Ewan, because do Elche score?
Yeah, I mean, there is a chance that Elche could score because these are the kind of games, isn't it, where Real Madrid do tend to lose. You give them a Champions League final, they'll go and win it. You give them a tough game away at San Siro at Inter Milan, give them a Clásico away, Sevilla away. They turn up from the start, they're on it. These are the kind of games we have seen them slip up this season when they lost to Cadiz, they lost to Alavés. This is the kind of game where maybe the attitude isn't quite there with a week off as well. Maybe they're not as up for this as they should. And maybe they do let in a goal, but you have to see Real Madrid turning it around in the 90 minutes and winning this one no matter what happens. There's just really little value there, I think, for this one because they're such heavy favourites. 8 games in a row now in La Liga for Elche that they've not won. I think, as Martin said, we're starting to see Real Madrid click. We're also starting to see Elche for what they really are. They had a few good results at the start of the season, but before the season, we all expected them to finish rock bottom, and we're starting to see that there's just some weaknesses in that squad from a team that only just came up through the playoffs. So, yeah, I think Real Madrid win this one. Not much value. Maybe you put it in a parlay to get a bit of value there. But, yeah, Real Madrid probably going to win, but you really have to look for that value. Maybe you do go for the Real Madrid and overs.
Yeah, and what about maybe Real Madrid win to 0 with Atletico win to 0? Yeah, it's one of those. Or maybe even team total. Do over the 1.5 Madrid, but whatever you do, just make sure you go with Madrid. Next game, one of my beat up boys, Athletic Club plus 210, draw plus 230, and Sociedad plus 160. Ewan, I'm not buying. I know that they've had a few dodgy results, but they are in a different sphere to this Athletic Club. Athletic Club, they went and won 2-0 against Huesca. Man got sent off. They got a penalty. They scored 2 goals in the last 6 minutes. It flattered them. Sociedad plus 160, no draw, no bet, no double chance. I'm going with the visitors.
Yeah, this one I'm not really going with anyone because this is a derby and this is a massive derby, one of the biggest ones in Spain. And I think you're right. Athletic have been pretty poor all season. They flattered at certain times. Real Sociedad, sure, it's 9 games without a win, but yeah, I think they're much better team than Athletic. They'll finish well higher in the table. But this is a derby. It's in San Mamés. I just don't know what to expect from this one. Remember, this is the two teams we were supposed to see in the Copa del Rey final in April. That never happened because of coronavirus. So that means they've not played since February. This is everybody in the Basque Country. I was there a couple of weeks ago. Everybody's talking about this game already. They were even talking last week about resting players in order to have them for this game. That's why they think Oyarzabal didn't get rest against Atletico Madrid. It's a massive game. It's a derby, and you just don't know what happens in these types of games. They've both won at the other team's stadium before. They've both won home games. It's just a bit too unpredictable for me because it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Athletic get up for this one and win the derby at home. But it also wouldn't surprise me for Real Sociedad to go away and get back to winning ways. So I'm not touching this one at all.
Yeah, and my reasoning, Martin, be around Sociedad, and you've been on their train a lot, you've got off of it recently, is I think they'll pick them off. And just Ewan, just for a quick one, is it Villaverde, the big bearded nanny goat up front for Athletic Club?
Yeah, that's the one. Looks like he should be working in a craft beer bar or something like that. I love him. He's trying to be Adariz. He's not quite Adariz, but I do like his style. I do like the look of him. But he's our centre forward and he can't really score. But I do like him.
That's a bonus. No, not for me neither. Sociedad plus 160. Get on that train, Martin.
Yeah, I think Sociedad can get a result there. Like you say, it's a huge Basque derby. Always love watching this fixture. Obviously, the Athletic Club team is solely made up of Basque players, so it's going to be a huge game for them. There's no one's going to need to instill the importance of the fixture into the squad there. But it's also a massive game for Real Sociedad, and it's a massive game to show that they are the big team in the region now. They made a fantastic start to the season, made an ambitious signing with David Silva. I think it's time for them to get back to winning ways and to prove why they are the dominant force in that part of the world. Now, it's going to be a bit of a lineup check, I think, because I think that's the real issue that Sociedad have had in recent weeks, the defeats they've had because Oyarzabal's been injured, Silva's not been playing. If Oyarzabal's up front, I really think they can get a result in this one. Either way, I'm going now. As we stand, Real Sociedad draw, no bet. But if I see the lineups and it's a good Real Sociedad team, I'll just go for them to win outright.
Yeah, it's a must-watch for anyone. It is a must-watch because you can just enjoy Sociedad beating them, or if Athletic Club turn up, then it could be a great atmosphere. Maybe both teams to score the Alex Classic. If you're not biased like I am, it's a great game to watch. Now the bottom game. Not such a great game to watch. Osasuna plus 140, draw plus 235, and Alavés at plus 230. Osasuna cannot defend. They cannot score many goals. You go against them and they will get a couple and still not win. Alavés, green shoots of Alavés starting to turn the corner, but not enough to bet on mine.
Nah, don't like the look at this game at all, Flash, to be honest. They're two unpredictable teams. Maybe both teams to score if I was going for anything. Don't think either of them look particularly solid at the back in recent weeks. Can't remember the last time either of them kept a clean sheet, actually. It was Alavés had a 0-0 draw, didn't they, with Real Sociedad? But that was, again, a weakened Real Sociedad team. Both teams to score if I was going for anything, but this isn't really exciting me, this one, so I'm probably not going to watch it.
Can we come down on either side, or is the draw in play, Ewan?
Yeah, I think it wouldn't surprise me at all if this one's a draw, but I do like the value there for Alavés, plus 220. I mean, these are two teams that are not playing all that great. They're going to be in the relegation battle, but the last few weeks, Osasuna have been a little bit in free fall, really not good from them. Whereas Alavés, like you say, green shoots, they're starting to get a few things right. Just tactically, what Pablo Machin's doing with Alavés, they at least have a plan. They at least have a structure. They can play a couple of different systems. They seem to know what they're doing. The qualities is the other thing, but they seem to know what they're doing. So I think in this one, with the value there for Alavés, I can't believe that they've got better odds than Osasuna. I know they're away from home, but there's no real home advantage these days with no fans. It's a short trip for them, 80 kilometres down the road. They can sleep in their own beds the night before. I really think Alavés in this one, maybe put a little something on it for your last La Liga game of the year. There's good value there. But like Martin said, I don't think I'm watching this one. We've got the early games on New Year's Eve. The first one, that Basque Derby, Athletic Real Sociedad at 2 p.m. local time here in Spain. That'll be a fun one. But I think by the time this Osasuna Alavés starts at 4:15, I think we'll all be out starting our New Year's Eve celebrations instead of watching the football.
Alavés draw no bet might give you a bet to nothing, to be honest, or even, listen, if they're plus 230 to win, they're going to be maybe minus 135 with double chance. So, I mean, that might be the way to go because you couldn't have Osasuna on your mind. Okay, Fab, let's have a little look at the picks. Remember, in the chat, we would like to have a two-team parlay. If you've got any thoughts, then put them up there. Okay, Martin's picks. Barcelona half-time, full-time, plus 110. That's a great effort, that. Granada, both teams to score, minus 105. Atletico, to win and under 3.5 goals, minus 120. Real Madrid and over 2.5 at minus 125. And Real Sociedad, draw no bet at minus 125. Cadiz, both teams to score, no, minus 150. Celta Vigo, minus 130. Atletico Madrid to win to nil at plus 100. Seems very popular. Barcelona to win, and with minus 2 on the Asian handicap. Got to win by 3. They win by just a 2. It's money back, and that's at plus 110. Flash's pick. Sociedad plus 160. Don't complicate it. Celta to win and under 4.5 at plus 100. And Levante, Alex Classic at plus 105. But I do think they'll beat Betis. I just think that Betis will score one. I hope it's after the Levante are 3-0 up. We need a two-team parlay. I don't want any nonsense in the chat from Rude Boy or from his older brother. Suarez scoring at any time and things like that, although they are playing the dregs. So that's when Suarez scores. Ewan, what one do you fancy?
Well, sticking with Atletico, let's go for Atletico in the parlay. Like I said, 17 times they've played Getafe since Simeone took over, 15 wins against them, no goals conceded. I mean, they just love this fixture. Yeah, Atletico have to be in there, surely.
Okay, yeah, I like that. It's plus 100. Can we double up on that one then, Martin?
Yeah, I'll make it a Madrid double. I'll go for Real Madrid to win and over 2.5 goals against Elche. I think they should take care of them pretty easily.
What price did you get for Real Madrid and over 2.5?
It was minus 125.
Minus 125. Okay, so that's a great parlay. So it's Atletico win to nil plus 100 and Madrid to win and over 2.5 goals at minus 125. Now, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. Ring the bell means that we'll notify you and you'll never miss any content again. And that means the bell will ring because tomorrow we've got Serie A at 08:30 Eastern Time. And at 14:30 Eastern Time, we have Bundesliga. That means the two madmen are back. That'll be Tan and Alex. I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the soccer or football ahead, and we'll see you all again soon. You take care.